Yay! It's the time to meet you guys again. We're going to watch. I wanted to remember how it was, what it was like to watch Out of Reach by Steven Seagal, and figured out that Space Ice also have a review for this movie, and I didn't watch it. So today wanted to watch it with you. Yeah. Hello, Bob Lacotti. The familiar faces we have here. So, without any further ado, I think that we are going to start right away. And I think that this review was in his old manner when he was like not like in his latest videos when he kinda like me or read a review, walks through the plot of a movie and makes something up, but he separates it to different sections and speaks about those sections. I don't know. He started with some comparison videos, like comparing Steven Seagal with Van Damme or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, guys, who of you is subscribed to Space Ice? I wonder. So, tell me in chat if you are subscribed to this awesome channel.
Out of Reach is the Steven Seagal movie.
Yes. This washcloth stuck to the back of his head.
Where
From
he
the
showed the
beginning of the
world
movie.
that human trafficking is wrong. Unless he's the one doing it.
Oh, you can see here that his video is a little bit less than 10 minutes.
Here are 5 reasons why.
His old videos were more film oriented. I think that his latest videos are more film oriented. I guess so. And Gerald Gamer, hello to you. I thought so. I figured out that most of people know Space Ice much better than me, but there is a spike of views in this moment. Oh, wait, he stood. Alright, okay. We will get to that a little later. Shit. Subscribe to Space Ice.
Out of Reach is the worst movie
Was this the
ever
poster
made.
of the movie?
Number
Just look at her face. It is so poorly made, and look at those hands. They're clearly not photoshopped. She's pointing gun like this. It is better than even Steven Seagal does in his movies when he points gun into the ground or whatever. Or he can aim from a shotgun. I'm doing a video about the Foreigner, and there he aims with a shotgun, holding it like this. Guys, don't repeat it, because you're risking to be left without a face if you aim shotgun like that close to your face.
5. Inappropriateness. In Out of Reach, Seagal is clearly grooming this
Why did he keep leaving this behind his head? It looks so awful.
grooming this poor young child. How do I know this? Because he's a 50-year-old man who writes a lot of letters to a
What were they
13-year-old
thinking
girl.
leaving this in their movie? I don't understand. What was the main idea of the scriptwriter to leave this thing in a movie when Steven Seagal writes a lot of letters to a little girl?
Who isn't family and whom he has
To another
never
country?
met. He
Really?
came up with a secret language.
I don't remember it being a thing to write letters in early zeros, especially write letters to people whom you know who are 50 years younger than you.
Only the two of them know about in order to throw off the authorities.
Friends forever. Imagine this guy in reality writing to the 13 years old girl that they are friends forever.
He also has her send the letters to a P.O. box set up in a fake name. And when
Right. He actually did have a PO box for her letters. So this is so wrong. Here we are going, guys, to jump aboard the gossip train. What was the gossip? Toxic train.
officials come snooping around, he hauls ass home to burn the evidence and takes the very next flight out of the country.
Are you here for business or pleasure?
A little swords.
Number 4. Talking is hard. Seagal put such little effort in.
This is this concerns to every Steven Seagal movie. Talking, walking, standing sometimes. It is too hard to handle.
To the movie that he couldn't even be bothered to voice half his own lines.
Hello to Red Punk Rocker. Do they use a stunt double for the simple fact it's cheaper than having Steven learn the fight scenes? Cheaper? Yeah, but movie on the poster has Steven Seagal's name, not some random dude. It may be cheaper to use stunt double than Steven Seagal.
That's a little thing called respect, you know what I mean?
He goes back and forth from his whispering and mumbling self
I bet you thought you'd never see me here.
Well, I was hoping I wouldn't, you know, but it happened.
to sounding like this.
Thank you, Rosa. Do you know any good jokes?
Imagine to go to a cafe and asking the waiters, any new jokes? Like, what is it? This is not some typical question you ask somebody you meet regularly. Yeah, he knows her, but do you always meet people and do you know any new good jokes? Does she look like a clown to you? This is the only clown I can see right now, and see he is looking at him.
As the movie goes on, the real Seagal speech becomes complete gibberish. What the f*** is he trying to say here?
He got a little bit of vodka. Let's be fair.
What about this?
You said it was urgent?
I honestly don't know.
In my review, I also mocked this moment when he goes to her and mumbles something incoherent. How did they meet? A young orphan and an ex-military spy probably don't travel in the same circles. I don't really know. maybe he was sometime in Poland. We can only speculate in a gossip toxic train. It is not that hard to believe that they could meet somewhere, of course. But how did they continue talking to each other?
Oh, if him mumbling incoherently
You said it was urgent?
or sometimes sounding like Mr. Rogers
I'm Bill Hale. I'm with the Global Relief Fund.
is worse.
I didn't really know her very well at all. I just...
And by the way, there is this again, the movie I'm doing a video for right now is also dubbed, but there it is dubbed by Steven Seagal, and I read in IMDb that when he was dubbing, he was pissed off that he had to do that. He is too lazy to do his own dubbing, and you can clearly hear it in his voiceovers that he speaks with contempt. And after that, this Foreigner was released in 2003, so after that he began extremely lazy, way too lazy to do his own dubbing again. Is it that hard? Bro, just go into the sound room and just redub your voice? Is it that hard? Is it really better to invite some other guy to speak for you? Brian M, hello to you, bro. Miriam? It's crazy to me how much you know about Steven Seagal. It's crazy to me as well. Never thought I would be so knowledgeable in this field. By the way, a little bit later after we were done with this video.
Just kind of met her in passing.
And here, I'm pretty sure he screwed up the line,
You know, I built this cabin with my own money.
but every
Or was it a joke in a script by Steven Seagal, but Steven Seagal didn't figure out that it was a joke and said it with a serious face. Yeah, I built it with my own money. I can imagine in the script it was like with my own several dots, like pause, money. But he thought that it was like tension building scene, because he don't understand jokes, as we all know.
everyone was in a hurry to get out of there, so they just said F it and went along with it.
Glad to see you saved.
Number
Bronze.
3, incoherent plot. I've seen a lot of Steven Seagal movies. And the plot of Out of Reach is by far the most incoherent.
Oh no. This is not true. This is not true, bro. If you have watched The Foreigner, this is some completely messed up stuff where you don't really understand what's going on, and it seems that the characters also don't understand what's going on. Frequently something random shit some people popping up from random places, kill each other. This has some plot, as far as I remember. Yeah, it is you can say about what this movie is. For example, you can't say about about Foreigner. He ain't got time for voiceovers when he got 13 years old girl to write to. He's a complete miracle, that's true.
Seagal gets a letter from his 13-year-old pen pal saying she can't write him anymore.
Irena Moravska will no longer be able to correspond with you.
So he flies all the way to Poland and solves...
You can see that he doesn't have any time for dubbing because he has to drive to Poland, for no reason. Just what's the matter? Why is he always driving to Europe or some other random country or to Asia? All the time. Again, I speak about the foreigner. By the way, maybe we should also watch it as well. So there he always travels, and you never know where he is now and where everybody is now. Because in one moment they are in Poland, boom, next shot they are already in Germany or in France, and you don't even exactly know where they are.
Murders and mysteries. Like he's fucking Scooby-Doo or something.
This is a trap.
That's
Notorious moment. This is a trap. I think this should become a classic of Steven Seagal, because this is I don't know how to describe it. Who came up with an idea of arranging snacks in certain order? Then bad guys. He specifically told to his thugs to deliver exactly that plate. He knew that there is some secret message. The main bad guy. He knew that there is some secret message to Steven Seagal, and he still told them just leave those snacks arranged like she did and deliver exactly this plate to him, to let him know that this is a trap. And after that, yes, Steven Seagal is able to not to only to eat food, but to read food as well. This is some amazing ability. I don't think that I would want something like that as a superpower. I would choose something else. But hey, when it is comes to food, Steven Seagal is unbeatable.
right. He just read food. He meets a Polish detective who hangs out at a bar and drinks all day. He randomly shows up at important places for reasons that are never explained.
Is that the man?
Yes.
There was also that moment when he asked the boy, "Is that the man?" Boy, is that the man? I thought that he was going to slap him if the boy wouldn't answer him. And after that, the boy told him that it was the man. He also was so aggressive, taking newspaper out of him. Like, give me that, the fool. What is that? A ball? Oh, nice place to show my awesome dancing moves.
At the end of the movie, he literally just magically appears in the same room as the villain and the little girl. The movie never tells us how he got there or even how he knew where to go.
My sin.
What do you mean? It didn't say. He read it in a hamburger in closest McDonald's.
I mean, it's exactly.
It's like when they printed out the script, they checked the print on both sides box, but the printer wasn't working right.
See, now this is a simple case of signal versus digital throughput.
Signal versus signal? And I mean analog signal versus digital. What did he say?
Sides box, but the printer wasn't working right.
See, now this is a simple case of signal versus digital throughput.
So
Digital throughput. What is this? Hilarious how nobody wanted him on any of the Expendables movies. If you don't want to make a comedy, you won't invite Steven Seagal, I guess. But as far as I know, he was in Machete. But I haven't watched the movie. And probably should sometime. Except JCVD, he is a perpetual gentleman. He's always... JCVD is also not in Expendables. He was in Expendables 2, I guess. Also as a main villain. Unfortunately, I don't understand why didn't they make him one of the good guys, one of the team. Standing is for those losers, those unskilled in the arts of sitting buffalo sleeping pervert. He won't do Expendables because it's made by the company he tried to sue, and they sued him back. I can't remember the movie, but he was after revenge for his dead son. Every scene was him slapping someone around and asking, "Who killed my son? Do you know who killed my son?" Even if he didn't try to sue them, I find it hard to believe that they would call him anyway. Yeah. Me too. There are some people who maybe not in top notch right now in a stardom, but who are at least decent.
Now we're missing half the pages. It's a Seagal movie, so nobody noticed.
Holy crap, I forgot so many things. Yeah, that's right. This is one of the weirdest movies. You're right, Space Size. Yeah, it's pretty. The plot is not that confusing as, for example, The Foreigner, but yeah, there are so much random shit. For example, this dude drinking vodka, scratching head in front of a map. They figured out the place by Steven Seagal just randomly pointing in the map and asking, "What's in here?" Embassy? Embassy? Do you know where any embassy is in your city, in your town? If you live in the capital, I guess.
Number 2. Awful fight scenes. Even the most terrible Seagal movies still have entertaining fight scenes, even though it's usually for the wrong reasons.
For me, the main reason to watch Steven Seagal's fight scenes is facial expressions.
Attack Force had patty cake fights, and this insulting spin kick. Kill Switch had Seagal teleporting, and so many cuts it'll give you a seizure.
Seagal loves teleporting in his movies. This is his superpower. What?
Pistol Whip had him doing random spin moves and no-look bullet shots. Even again.
Why bother watching where you're aiming?
Against the Dark had Seagal slapping zombies with a floppy sword. Out of Reach.
You are right, guys. There is a movie with Steven Seagal fighting zombies. We discussed it on one of previous online streams.
Has none of that. There are very few fights. And the ones...
Those are no fights. This is just pushing people around.
we do get is just Seagal pushing people to the ground a couple times.
That's what always happens.
Before they just give up out of embarrassment for being involved in this travesty. Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. This detective.
Hey bro, we are only halfway through the video. Number 1 already?
First, Seagal is sitting here talking with this kid at an orphanage where the director had been murdered the night before. She then walks up and demands to talk to him
Let's talk outside.
because
Mrs. Donato was brutally murdered. Hours later, I find a mysterious stranger on her doorstep asking questions.
what the f are you talking about? He was just sitting there and you came up to him.
Can I help you, sir?
He never asked a single fing question. Then later,
He was asking questions, this young boy, which is also a little bit suspicious. But still.
she catches Seagal in a lie when he pretended that he didn't know the little girl.
I found this. It's your handwriting.
No, it isn't. Are you
They didn't. So they made Steven Seagal to write only 3 words, but when they came to him asking to write the letter, Steven, let's do this right, okay? So your handwriting, we are going to shoot it in the close frame. It will be visible enough. Just make sure to write also a letter so that handwriting will be somewhat similar. Nah, I'm pass.
f***ing blind? That doesn't match in the slightest. You're a complete f***ing hack. Later, she gets shot. And for some reason,
And she didn't arrest him, despite of all of those suspicious things going on. Him sneaking around the crime scene, talking to witnesses. But he was in grief, or he was supposed to be in grief, when he saw a dead body of how he thought it was that little girl, whatever her name is. He was sitting there, something like this. No, he didn't even do this. He just... as though he is just like taking dump. Having some problems with that. And this is the best he could come up with when trying to show the grief. Just a simple case of signal and digital throughput. I like this. I like this line. Whoever made the script for this movie, I don't understand you, bro. What was that? Like Belly of the Beast also, it looks like they were hardly trolling Steven Seagal. Could have played a drinking game, shots every time he asked if someone who killed his son, because he got used to it. In all the movies Steven Seagal I've watched so far, he just randomly comes to people, ask questions, and they just tell him the plot of the movie. There is no mystery for Steven Sensei. Everybody around is willing to give up all the information he needs at the most convenient time, in the most convenient way. Even if he is just chilling in a strip club, enjoying some naked boobs. People just pop up out of nowhere to share some crucial information for him. Oh, later JCVD regretted. Yeah, he didn't understand that it would become a franchise. He made some bad decisions in his movie career. The shot of the kid drinking vodka is disturbing. Extremely. Totally. I should make that still shot my profile pic. Unfortunately, I don't know which shot. Space Ice has a video on the Zombies movie. I don't watch reviews for movies which I haven't watched and haven't made videos for, because I think that it is going to influence on my own videos. I would like some jokes and will be hard to avoid them in my own videos. And I want to keep it clean. And also it is always fun for me also to watch the review for a movie which I've already made a video for, to compare and to find out what they were paying attention to and if it matches with me. This way I know that I am not that weird and the other people also find it ridiculous. The way Lord Seagal shoots makes me want to apologize to every gun I own. How many guns do you own, bro? They sued him for 14 million because he was sulking and held up filming and then changed the script. Have a look at the article, kind of funny. What movie are you talking about? The Expendables or Machete? I have to give him credit for having a long career without having any personality or acting skills. True. There is a lot of we can learn from Steven Seagal, I guess, because without any ability at all, being dumb as fuck, he still manages to produce so many content. It's mind-boggling. What even more mind-boggling is that there are actual people who actually buy those movies not only for making funny videos about them.
Seagal thinks he has to immediately take out the bullet, so he grabs some knives from the kitchen and just digs into her chest. That would bother me more if she wasn't such a terrible character. Here, Seagal's about to save the little girl, but
instead he just listens for her, screaming her ass off of fear. He just, yeah, she's pretty afraid. Lol.
Things start getting a little hectic, so he immediately bounces.
Where? Do you guys remember where he goes right after listening to a little girl? I don't want to speculate, but Steven Seagal's character got a little bit horny at this moment, and this is extremely disturbing.
He sneaks around the back, right? Wrong. He goes to a f***ing brothel.
Space Eye, bro. What the hell? We're gonna get demonetized together.
You know the young lady that I saw earlier with the hair combed straight back? Do you think I could spend some time with her?
To be fair, that's 100% what Steven Seagal would really do in that situation. And finally, During the final fight, Seagal kills the main villain
Because the dumb guy, I don't know how the sword fight's supposed to go, but I highly doubt that the best way to defeat a person is by running at him like that, like charging a knife, the sword on above your head. It's not the best way to handle. Of course, if Steven Seagal wouldn't have any sword or any weapon, it would make sense. Even though Steven Seagal, we know that there is no weapon that can defeat him. And his hands and his slaps is a deadly weapon of mass destruction. But still it would make a little bit sense. But if you're charging at a guy with a sword, holding your sword like that, chances are you're gonna end up like this dude.
and then just stands there for a really long time like this. Then he's suddenly standing there like that.
there was another pose also. He switched 3 poses as far as I remember, and they are so. This one is one of the funniest shit I've ever seen in Seagal's movies. What the fuck is this?
That. What the f*** are you doing? I really believe he sharded on himself and
There was also the pose I remember with a sword. Where is that sword he was holding also? He was standing there with a sword, also so ridiculous. What the hell? Whose idea was for him to stand like that? It looks like he just glitched or waiting for someone to bring a chair right over there. Bro, are you going to give me my chair? Steven, we're almost done. You can just walk out with the girl. The scene is over. Oh, no chair for me?
for some reason kept it in the movie. And the number one reason why Out of Reach is the worst movie ever made is laziness. Seagal had
Whoa. This is the main theme of Steven Seagal's movie career. And I can speculate that probably this is the main theme for his entire life. I own about 2.5 walls worth. Know what I mean? Like maybe if he was never in a movie, maybe he would have been halfway decent dude. Crap. I'm gonna get one of those take me some places where I can some drugs and some women t-shirt. One of my favorite lines. He looks like he sharted. Mercenary and Today You Die are the 2 films he messed with. Who? Mercenary and Today You Die? Are they movies of Steven Seagal? Steven Seagal was in his working position. This is the most appropriate explanation. I guess you're closer to the truth than any of us. You know whose idea it was? It was Steven's, of course. It was a rhetorical question.
As a firm, no effort policy that he will not compromise, even if it completely ruins the movie. During the final fight, Seagal said, "Damn, that's a lot of stairs." So now we have a body double walking right towards the camera for a full 4 seconds. Then later, in the same fight, Seagal's sword clearly breaks here and is then fine the next shot. This is supposed to
This
be
is not
hit-
that noticeable, though. I didn't notice his sword being broken. There was so many, much more examples of of his laziness that I didn't even bother to check that out.
his work ID, but they didn't even bother to put his character's name, William Lansing, on the ID.
I think that he was changing his name because he's a shadow ninja, Space Ice. You know that well. He has multiple identities. Even in this movie, he had like a dozen passports for whatever reason he needed them for.
Then, instead of actually showing up for the epilogue, they have his body double walk through some trees, and then they give us the creepiest picture of all time. If you don't agree that Out of Reach is the worst movie ever made, then
I'm gonna enjoy killing you slowly.
Don't kill me slowly for not. But yeah, it is pretty bad. Yeah, I just remembered how bad it was. Man, I a little bit regret for messing with The Foreigner because this movie suck ass. I don't know if it's going to be a funny review after all. I will try my best though to make it entertaining. But compared to this movie, it is complete shit. He thought he looks like the Matrix. When a video gets good enough, we need to make some Seagal twerking videos. Have any of you seen the scene from John Wick with the Seagal CGI model? Over the actual Wick character? It's amazing and hilarious at the same time. They even mimic his goofy ass run. So, John Wick with the Seagal CGI. Let's try to watch it. That sounds like fun. There are a lot of wires on my keyboard. Big Papa. So, which one of that? Oh, okay. They're making off. And this is the final result. Okay, I got it.
I had it all, man. Fast cars, best friends, best friends, extremely young women, but them dick-skinned honkies took the one thing that mattered most. My chair.
Don't mess with chairs.
It's not what
Steven Seagal takes it personally.
you did, son. It's who you did it to. The greatest assassin to ever live.
I'm a professional.
Did you guys see him moving in on a chair?
Greatest assassin to ever live.
I'm a professional killer.
Handsome, wise, and articulate.
Once Abnormal's confirmed to be in there, you can take him out, but wait for my word.
He's also really good at guitar, and he did it all sitting down.
By the way, the first movie with Steven Seagal I made was Code of Honor. And there is this scene when the Agent Porter is actually doing it in the club. He's sitting on a chair. But back those days I didn't know that it was a Steven Seagal's thing. And probably he was involved in the script writing to make sure this scene is going to end up in the movie. But it was actually in the movie, he was sitting and shooting guys like that.
Old habits die hard.
They gonna have to pay for what they done.
Have you returned to the fold? My brother, if I get back in, I need resources. If I get back in, I need resources. Let me tack up.
Wait, is he standing?
No, I'm running.
Holy crap, there is a... Oh no, oh no.
You run, you die.
With half S.
You die.
You gotta tell me straight so I can know who's coming for us.
Our pleasure, sir.
It's like a monkey trying to fuck a football now, really.
What have you done?
We've just succeeded in burning these bitches to the ground.
You, working again?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm black.
What this scene is from which movie is this scene? Because he is showing some Steven Seagal allegedly thinks that it looks like Wing Chun when he slaps like that, flops hands like that and slap people like a girl. He really thinks that it looks like Wing Chun. The last stand out of chairs. So I actually went to the cinema to watch this movie, High School. Out of Reach? It wasn't released in the theaters, I guess. I remember walking home extremely confused and then feeling such regret that I gave money to watch this atrocity. I remember when watching the bad movies was something like, yeah, we didn't used to make fun of bad movies. I also remember just feeling ashamed, like not ashamed but confused and thinking, what the fuck was that? I gave my money. Now I watch movies when they are bad with some grain of salt and laughing my ass off. Well, the chair is extremely important for Seagal. Yes, this is a very important part of his life. Okay, this actually isn't it, but this is still gold. It wasn't that video you look at this, it is peaked over here. exactly. And he was shown.
To ever live.
His silhouette sitting on the chair and moving like that was pure gold, actually. Nick Burns knows his stuff. Imagine he's waiting for the glass jar heads from Futurama to be invented, so he can just say his lines and then get carried everywhere. Steven's a boom boom. The scene that you asked what movie it was from, a movie A Dangerous Man. Okay, it is more than Dangerous Man, it is from Tenths. And I'm making videos about mostly zeros. Because I find them much more interesting to watch because they are much more Steven Seagal and he's much more standing. Because don't get me wrong, I love to see how seafood sits, but I prefer watching a little bit more movement in the frame, if you know what I mean. And that was not Wing Chun that he did there, that is Sissy with slapping. Yes, but he thinks that it is Wing Chun. But he likes it. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. He thinks that it looks like. How delusional can a man be who knows something about martial arts, thinking that repeating in his head some moves he has seen in some movies look like actual martial art? You guys wanna say that he knows anything about martial arts after that? Slapping guys like that and pretending that it is some martial art he has no idea about? How can it be? When you have a dojo, when you like pretend training people, some defenses and other stuff, pretending to be a sensei and a sifu, and you just try to repeat. It doesn't even look like Wing Chun. It looks like girly slaps. No, I'm wrong. Yeah, there is no any another video with John Wick. I've seen clean. The guy actually did a scene once in one of his movies from the early 2000s where he fought while sitting in a chair. This is not a joke. The movie was called Out for a Kill. Oh, I saw this scene. True. Yeah, this is a pretty notorious and kind of famous scene when he is fighting the guy. And I think that the guy is also flying in the floor, on the ceiling, or something like that. Some supernatural stuff going on, but Steven Seagal still is capable of beating him up, even while sitting. And I saw in some of the movies, I guess, I've made, there was, yeah, in Belly of the Beast, in the beginning of the movie, he also fights sitting on a chair. But there are a couple of moves, and after that he has to stand up. As this is early 2000s, and he was not as big of a figure to be so lazy to fight while sitting in a chair. Yeah, I've seen clips of him from 3 different movies where he fights. That's what I'm talking about, right? I have only seen the one from Out for a Kill, and it was more than enough for me, lol. He's a fake, and those are speculations. He's a Sifu, a guru, an action movie star, and who else? A cop, definitely. Alleged cop. Probably some secret agent. Who else? We found out on the last stream that he is also an author of a book. By the way, guys, we were talking about that Seagalogy book, and I thought that I would give it a try and try to read it, and I did. I tried to read it. But the author seems to like Seagal, and it is hard to read because he is praising the guy. I don't know. Don't want to be a hater, but reading someone praising the guy, it is we have with the author we have a completely different mindset, like opposite mindsets, different views on life, so to say. He is a alleged Aikido master. True. Yeah, if we take in account that Aikido is just pushing helpless people around, he is a true master. But there is only one condition that has to be met. The people has to make no effort to respond back. Yeah, the scene with him fighting, sitting down, he fought a guy who seemed to have the ability to climb walls like a weird monkey. I've seen this scene. I remember it while I was preparing the video about Seagal's movie career, I guess. Something like that. I remember it was spectacular. If you're interested, there is a Jason Brandt video on Contract to Kill where you can see the sitting down fight scenes. Contract to Kill, if it was made after 2010s, I'll probably make a review for it. But I don't really watch Jason Brandt's channel. By the way, guys, what do you think about his channel? Because as for me, it looks like a reaction channel, and I'm not that much. Don't like such stuff. I'd rather watch some of Space Ice. Aikido is a fake martial arts also. Yeah, fake master of a fake martial arts. I have a question not related to Stevie now. Does the use of the word LOL spam spaces on internet? Like such YouTube videos? What do you mean? Does the use of the word LOL spam spaces on internet? I don't know, bro. What does the spam spaces on internet mean? Lack of English knowledge. Like your Neil Breen's videos. I'm going to get back to them also, of course, but probably in August, because right now it is a very slow season and I wanna just spend some time with Steven Seagal till I get really sick of him. Before that I made videos, like 2 movies of Steven Seagal. After that I made a pause doing a movie review of some another video, because it was way too much for me to make 3 videos in a row about the guy. But right now I feel, as I make videos, only 2 videos a month, for some reason, because there is a lot of shit need to be done also. So I will probably get back to the posting schedule probably in August. And that time I can come back to Neil Breen. Also, I want to make a video about Champagne and Bullets. This is notorious. Like, I know there are some bad movies which I didn't watch. I've watched The Room. Maybe 15 years ago. That's all. That's it. That's all the bad movies I'm familiar with. My knowledge in this field is limited with Tommy Wiseau. Thanks for hearts. It's the only reaction channel I watch. It's the only reaction channel I watch. Huh? Probably. I tried to watch some of them when I was done with some some videos about Steven Seagal. I tried to watch some of their stuff, but it doesn't click because I don't find it funny. Maybe I will give it a try. I saw that the last video they made was with Cynthia Rothrock, though. She actually sat down with them and watched her own movie. She looked so tiny. I didn't know that she was so tiny. In the Tiger Claws, she fought Bolo Yan. And in my youth, I thought that she was kind of tall. Spend some alone time, Seagal. Alex Lantz rules all. Champagne and Bullets, yes. I already have it in my plan. I will probably make the next video about it. Just need to ask Donnie if he is okay with switching from Steven Seagal's movies. If he is fine with that. But from what I've seen, this is way too ridiculous. Even more ridiculous than Neil Breen, I guess. What I see, I saw a clip where he is singing a song with a completely wooden face, like that. Even Steven Seagal sings better. Okay, I just did some short research on the word lol, and it doesn't seem to fall into the category of spamming. So that's good. I can use it in peace now. Sure. Bruh, this is one of my favorite words. I used it a lot because it was heavily used on our Russian analog of 4chan back those days, in 2010s. Before 2008. Lol, seriously, I have not watched a Hollywood movie since District 9 came out in the theaters, and later Les Miserables came out on DVD. I literally haven't watched the film in 10 years, I don't really. That was the issue for me, but you know what? You can rewatch some movies. If you only watch series, like episodes, give a movie a try. Because, for example, that movie Everything Everywhere at the Same Time, or something there, the Alone a long title, but it was released like about a year ago and it got some Oscars. I didn't have a lot of expectations about it, but I liked it a lot. So try to give it a try for some movies, or rewatch some of them you've liked in your youth. Because before that I also thought that who needs a movie when you have episodes, like series, like TV shows, when there are a lot of episodes and they spend a lot of money making each of them, and it is like an extended movie which you can enjoy for binge watch for weeks. But still, when you watch a complete, pretty fast pacing compared to TV shows, every movie is very fast pacing because they can spend a whole season mumbling some stuff. Even in Breaking Bad, even in Better Call Saul, there are seasons which are completely useless, as for me, and boring. For example, like second or third season, you can completely cut it out and wouldn't lose anything, like just stretching time, but still you enjoy that. In the movie, they have limited time and they get straight to the point. But I certainly enjoy this channel. Cheers. Thanks a lot, bro. Modern Hollywood is done anyway. I am waiting for the new movie from Martin Scorsese. I also liked the movie from Tarantino, Once in Hollywood, and the movie I was talking about a little bit late previously, Everything Everywhere at Once. Rather than that, I kinda enjoyed watching Super Mario Brothers with kids. Without them, I wouldn't give it a try, of course. But with them, I did enjoy it. I don't go to theaters very often either anymore, but I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible 7. I haven't watched any Mission Impossible and any James Bond movie. I tried to watch like GoldenEye, I guess. My friend heavily promoted it to me. But after like 30 or 40 minutes, I said, no. Sorry, bro. I'm not wasting time. And I didn't like John Wick. A fact about Seagal, which was the trigger of the destruction of his career. His vanity project on Deadly Ground. That box office bomb was the beginning of the end of his career. I had the same idea on my video, the very first video I made was about Steven Seagal's movie career, and there I stated it clear that it started the decline. But the decline was inevitable, even without On Deadly Ground, because after that he had his chance in Under Siege 2, but he didn't use this chance. It was a bad time for any action movie star. It was a tough time for that movie genre. And with this appearance, Steven Seagal appeared on set, bloated penguin, barely fitting in a train, with a corset and heavy double chin. He didn't have any chance even without On Deadly Ground. There is so much passion and good writing in Japanese entertainment. Do you mean anime? And yeah, also I watched this Korean web TV show I enjoyed it a lot. Kingdom, about Korean zombies. It is not Hollywood at all, and you can distinctly see the difference between Hollywood and Korean. I don't know about other TV shows. I tried to watch some of them. Also, there were a few I liked, but none of them were even close to Kingdom, because this is a masterpiece. I didn't have any expectation for this as well. Maybe because of that. You know, first time I went to see How I Trained Dragon, the first one. It wasn't promoted at all, and I just had some time I wanted to pass. I had a couple of hours and went to the nearest theater. Just took the very first ticket I saw. I just wanted something entertaining with a 3D. So when I watched How to Train Dragon, I was very impressed, much more impressed than if I had watched trailer and knew anything about it or saw any reviews about it. So after that, I gave up watching trailers and reading reviews, because I was really impressed. I didn't have any expectations of the cartoon. It was released when I was close to 30. No, I don't remember the year it was released. Okay, late 20s, early 30s, I guess. Mission Impossible about to make big money. I'm going to give a try to Top Gun. Also, I didn't the Maverick, right? The Maverick. Still haven't watched it. It blew box office, as I know. Exploded in box office. Got a lot of nominations. I don't know about Mission Impossible, though. Of course, studying Seagal and his personality, one must realize that On Deadly Ground was inevitable due to the man's way to large ego. Ego which also promoted him to blame the audience, not himself. Did he though? Did he blame anyone in declining of his career? I don't know. I didn't see any interview if he blamed anyone except for Jean-Claude Van Damme being greater than him. Being able to do stuff. He actually lost quite some weight for On Deadly Ground, but when he saw that people rejected his personal project, he just lost all interest and also developed a grudge on his fans too. This was a massive strike, spending so much money on a so-called movie, and completely flopping in the box office. It was a miracle for Steven Seagal that his first movies were so successful. It was a miracle. He couldn't hold it up while staying so lazy. I don't know what the hell. Maybe he sold his soul to devil. I don't know. Maybe it is just life. It is a complete chaos, where someone like Steven Seagal has movie career, made more than 40 movies. They're on his list on IMDb. There are 41 or 42, whatever. More than 40 movies. There are not that many people who can. Maybe Nicolas Cage. Who can say that they made as many movies. Imagine having the creative freedom to do basically anything you want and jumping out of these movies. What a waste. He couldn't come up with... This is inevitable, right? He couldn't come up with any idea. Look at him. There are a lot of people who has no idea what they are doing, what they want. They just think that they can do stuff, but when they actually try it, it doesn't work. And as for me, I personally believe that he doesn't like cinema. He wasn't... from his early interviews, you can see it clearly that he doesn't like act. He doesn't like movies at all. This is actually why he is so lazy in them. Why he doesn't want to do dubbing or give at least a little shit at any of his projects. This is why they are so dull, stupid, and I don't know. He tried himself in different areas, and in every area, this is a complete disaster. He couldn't find himself, I guess, but making movies is not something he enjoys. It wasn't on his radar. He spoke about that on the very early interviews when he told exactly like, I think that acting, the best way to act is not acting. If you like movies, you will never, ever say something like that. He blamed the people for not liking On Deadly Ground, stating that the people just don't like to think. No, he did not. No way. Don't like to think. The reason his first movies were successful was because he was lucky to work with high quality people, writers and producers. As far as I know, that he had some words from some shady people, talking to some producers. This is why in his first movies it was probably a little bit connected to some maybe money laundering, just speculating, but there are evidences about that, and people talk. This is how he got into the movies. And just out of nowhere, randomly, he became a big star. Just hit the right spot at the right moment of time. Seagal definitely needs to work with producers, directors who can tell him no. As soon as they will tell him no, he is out of set, I guess. From what I've heard from people who work with him. Seagal actually has quite a lot of ideas, but all of them are weird and even bizarre. That's where his problem is. Yeah, all people have a lot of ideas. I see, once I talked with a hobo, completely drunk head, he got so many ideas what he was going to do with his life. And in his life, some of them even were not that bizarre. So, having ideas is not hard. He did work with such writers and producers at the beginning of his career, and that's why his early movies were a success. I'm not very fond of his early movies as well as I'm not very fond of his latter movies. Anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun streaming with you tonight. Next time we will watch review for Foreigner, I guess, because I'm done with this movie almost tonight, right after I finish the online stream, will end it. I will complete the script for the Foreigner review, and after that it will be released, I hope, by weekend. So stay tuned. Thanks for visiting.